Hello, my name is Danny and welcome to the Anti-Self-Help channel. Now, I can't waste time on this intro because this video needs to be exactly 5 minutes. So I'm gonna get into busting these 10 bad money tips. You get into busting that like button. Here's 5 minutes on the screen and let's get into it. Don't buy used cars because they're not as safe. This is a myth. Even millionaires don't buy new cars. According to Chris Hogan, the average millionaire drives a 4-year-old car with at least 41,000 miles on it. Don't buy new cars. Not only are they a terrible way to lose money the second you pull off the lot, but thinking that they are safer is also not correct. Every year, car companies recall thousands of brand new cars because they're brand new cars and there are kinks that haven't been worked out yet. Lots of people who rushed to buy the new Ford Broncos got stung because Ford recalled 115,000 of them for having brake issues. Yeah, that doesn't sound safe to me. What's the point of making more money? I'm just gonna get taxed more. Okay, I've heard this one a bunch and it is so annoying to hear. Okay, let's say you're single and you're making $40,526 a year. That puts you in the 22% tax bracket. Now, is it true that making more money means you get taxed more? Yes, for the most part, that's true. But does the increased tax rate cancel out the gains from making more money? No. So if you make $86,376 a year, that bumps you up to the next tax bracket after 22 and it puts you at 24% a year, which means you're only getting taxed 2% more for making double the money. So you're still making more money. Myth. My family was poor, so I'm doomed to be poor. All right, sorry, but people who say this are looking for an excuse to not work hard. Statistically speaking, if you don't come from money, you're actually more likely to be a millionaire. A study by Fidelity found that 88% of all millionaires are self-made, meaning they did not inherit their wealth. So that means that only 12% of millionaires came from daddy's money. So if you don't come from money, technically your chances of being a millionaire are greater. So stop making excuses and go make money instead. I shouldn't invest because I don't have a lot to invest. Absolute garbage myth.
Dude, I can only invest $100 a month. There's no point.
If you are 20 years old and you invest $100 at the end of every month until you retire at 65, you will have $1.7 million if the stock market does what it's always done. So I don't want to hear it. And if you don't have $100 a month that you can invest, get a side hustle. Myth busted. The stock market is too risky to keep your money in. Keep it in the bank instead. Yeah, with the stock market, you can lose money in the short term. But year after year, the stock market has averaged 9 to 12% returns every year. So how does a bank compare to that? Well, the bank just holds your dollars and pretty much lets inflation eat them. According to an article from Seeking Alpha, the dollar has declined 40% in the last 25 years since 1985. So if you put $100,000 just in the bank 25 years ago, today it would be worth $60,000. But if you put $100,000 in the stock market 25 years ago, today it would be worth $1.7 million. Which of those seems more risky? I make enough money to cover my expenses, so I don't need to budget. Okay, that's trash. That's like going to the gym and saying, I'm strong, so I don't need to know how much weight I'm lifting. You can't grow if you don't know. Wow. What a rhyme. You can't get better at managing your money if you have no idea how you're actually doing. Everybody needs a budget. But if you don't have a budget, you can get my personal budgeting template in my Patreon. Link is in the description. You need a high salary to get rich. Absolute trash. Forbes actually came out with an article that said 80% of retired NFL players go broke in the first 3 years of being retired. These guys were making an average of $2 million a year. A salary does not create wealth. Good money management creates wealth. Learn how to make your money work for you and you will build wealth. You do not need a high salary. I have a financial advisor, so I don't need to pay attention to my finances. Okay, garbage. Okay, I'm not saying that financial advisors are bad, but financial advisors are a bad excuse to not know what's going on with your money. If you don't have a basic understanding of what your finances should look like, then it's super easy for a financial advisor to roll on up and tell you that they're helping you while they give you less than average returns every year. So be knowledgeable enough to know if a financial advisor is actually helping you. Find a company and stick with them if you want good money. Okay, the thinking that says you should work for the same company for your whole career is totally outdated. And it's not where the money is. According to Forbes, employees who stay in companies longer than 2 years get paid 50% less. Whereas people who change jobs every few years typically end up making more money every time they switch. Buying a home is always a better idea than renting. Okay, depending on the season of life you're in, buying a house could be a terrible idea. Down payments can be super expensive, and if you have to drain your bank account for a down payment, then it's not the move, because then you won't have enough money to cover the expenses that are gonna come from owning a house. So renting for a season of life can sometimes be a better option.
Yep. Okay, I'll be honest. I got through those 10 bad money myths a whole lot faster than I had expected to. So now it's kind of awkward because we have a good chunk of time before it hits 5 minutes. So let's see. Yeah, no, we still got some time. All right, carry on.
Okay, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Comment your thoughts below because I'd love to hear what you think about these money myths. Make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys next time.